What's going on, my fellow residents? This is me, TheFrozenCavern, and today we're going to continue through our journey through Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In the last episode, we rescued Santa from Halloween Town, aka Christmas Town, and in this episode, we're going to be going into Pride Lands. I like to say the Pride Lands, but technically the is not there, but whatever. Now, little fun fact I just want to get immediately out the way. This world was intended to be in Kingdom Hearts 1, but they couldn't do it because they just didn't know how to program it. So it ended up being in Kingdom Hearts 2, even though it was literally on the same exact console. Which is kind of weird. And goodness, those rocks look super bad. By the way, Simba's lack of actual facial expression does not help this scene very much. Wouldn't be surprised if they got that same exact line from the movie, but I'm not entirely sure. You know, I've never actually looked at that cutscene, so I never actually saw Mufasa there. Yeah, I'm kind of dumb for that, but whatever. And by the way, the whole not being able to program thing, that's because of this. We're not humans. We are a lion, a turtle, and whatever Donald's supposed to be. I know it's a bird still, but I've heard that it's supposed to be whatever Zazu is, but I don't know.
Heartless?
Oh, I don't know, Sora. I get the feeling they might live here.
Oh my gosh, trespassing through a river being in trouble.
Yeah, that's right. Don't be silly. We love you to stick around for lunch.
I'm surprised they're kind of not questioning the fact that they kind of just came down from a beam of light. But, you know, I mean, since they're going to eat them anyways, I guess it kind of doesn't matter.
Whoa! Going somewhere?
Man, that Scar's got the worst timing.
Just let him roar.
We better go see what he wants. Sounds like he's grumpy enough already.
Fine. I don't know what that was about, but I'm glad it's over. Everything's harder on four legs.
Gotta start practicing.
I found a trick to it. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, he's found a trick to literally like the same amount of time that he's been on four legs as you have, but, you know, there's literally no issue for that. I mean, it's really weird because the only time he was in this form was in Atlantica, but at the same time, he was swimming then. He wasn't really on all fours or walking around. He was swimming, so for him to have some form of trick doesn't exactly make much sense. I probably should have... I don't think checking my abilities would actually matter too much, because in this form, a good number of your abilities are not available. For example, summons, can't use those. Triforms, can't use those. A good number of like regular abilities that the human form, human version of Sora can use. Lionsaur can't use those, although Lionsaur does have his own abilities to compensate, but still, you lose a good amount of actual stuff that you can use, which makes fighting these guys a really big pain. Let's see if I can actually make this good though. Ow. Okay, yeah, that's the main reason why fighting them suck. You can literally die in one combo. Yay!
A few inches later.
Okay, we're gonna see how well using Reflect works out this time. Problem is, I gotta time it well so that I don't... Yeah, timing Reflect doesn't exactly... It's not exactly the best thing to try and do. But I do want to try it anyways. It also doesn't help that I lock off whenever I'm running around like this. Okay, you're dead. Alright. Yeah, fighting those guys is the absolute worst. They're the worst Heartless to fight, and I think they're only in this world.
We're just glad you're okay.
I forget if there's like one other section where they're actually in... Actually, I think they're in the Olympus Coliseum in like a certain section, but aside from that, it's very, very grateful that they're nowhere else.
Hey, do you know if a guy named Riku is there? Or some bad guys in black hoods? Or maybe this really big bully named Pete? Oh well, we might as well go take a look anyway.
Wait, the Pride Lands are dangerous. Scar and the hyenas have made things unbearable for everyone. There's no food left. They've driven off the prey. We're about to starve.
We can handle a little danger. You just saw us beat those Heartless, didn't you?
I guess you're right. You could be just what the kingdom needs. Maybe you can help us.
You mean take on this Scar guy and all those hyenas?
Star?
He took over when our last king, Mufasa, died.
So you're saying this guy's your king? You want us to take down your king? Wait just a minute. We can't just go around knocking kings off their thrones. Then again, if they see that I'm stronger than their king, maybe they'll ask me to be their next king.
You know, that's kind of dark though, which doesn't exactly... You know, actually, I'm pretty sure that's kind of the whole plot of the movie, actually, for Scar. Kind of.
There it goes again.
Well, actually, no. It was because Simba was going to be the one that was heir to the throne, so he killed Mufasa to get rid of the immediate king, and then told Simba to run away, so that, so that he wouldn't become, you know, heir to the throne, and that, well, become king, and then Scar just became king by default. Well, that's mainly because everyone thought that he was dead, but... And by the way, I'm not gonna say that's spoilers for that. That movie's been out for so long. If you haven't seen it, then my goodness, go watch the movie. Like, find a DVD or something. You'll find it somewhere. I don't know why I got so triggered about that. Like, when it comes to The Lion King, it's like, if you haven't seen it, that's one movie that if you have not seen, like, at this point, it's almost your own fault. Because if you've only heard about it through this Let's Play, I'm very surprised because A, you have not been on YouTube for very long, or existed for very long, for now to be your first time of hearing about The Lion King. Usually when people bring up, like, Disney movies, or, yeah, Disney movies, like, they'll talk about Lion King at some point, so if you just don't talk to people about Disney movies, then I feel bad for you. Like, to be honest, I feel bad. But anyways, thankfully, one thing that does stay with the old buying and Sora thing is reaction commands. There are reaction commands for some of the Heartless, and unfortunately some of them have been taken away. As you might have noticed, I think there was a soldier out here, but there's one over here actually. But yeah, these two Heartless here would actually have reaction commands, but here they don't. So yeah, that kind of makes them a little bit harder to, I can't speak, a little bit harder to defeat, but it's okay. And yay, shadows. Of course you had to add shadows. You know, the most, well, one of the most annoying enemies in the game for having such a basic thing of just dodging. Now, from what I've gathered from friends, when it comes to popularity of this world, a lot of them don't exactly like it, and I can see that. And that's also kind of throughout the Kingdom Hearts community as well. Whenever it comes to like favorite worlds in the series, Pride Lands is usually never like one of the ones that they actually mention. If not like, at least it's not like their first world to mention, at least. And I can see why. For one, most of the world is pretty bland in terms of like color. And it makes sense given at what point of the movie this is and how, you know, everything's kind of destroyed. But at the same time, it's like you're in a jungle or whatever, but it doesn't exactly have any color to it. Which, speaking of which, I remember someone made like a mod that had like the Pride Lands all colorful and junk. And it actually looked really good.
What is it?
I told Rafiki you might be able to help us force Scar and the hyenas out of the Pride Lands. But he says it won't work. You see, whoever saves the Pride Lands will be our next king. And he has to have the right qualities.
Meaning?
Well, I think she means you're not cut out for the job, Sora.
Basically,
I'm
yeah.
sorry you came all this way.
I mean, you do still have other things to do, so you couldn't take it anyway, so that might be the reason. But,
I'm really sorry.
you know, even if it wasn't, you couldn't become king anyways. Alright, there's one sticker over here that's really annoying to try and get. I always mess this up, because I always think I have the angle wrong, so... Okay, because usually what I do there is that right before I get, actually get the sticker, I'll attack and it'll hover me slightly over it so that I don't get it. But I had to force myself to not actually attack, so... Oh goodness, it feels good to get that on the first try. There is another sticker that's also pretty difficult to get to. And goodness, that one's not exactly fun to get. Need to get to these. Let's see if we have anything else. Move that up there. That's fine. And that's really it other than these, but I don't really do anything with those. Now let's check out the abilities. Flash Step. Yay, even though I can't use it. I need to actually turn it on though. I think that's actually it. Oh, Reaction Boost. That's also nice. But yeah, like I said, Lion Sora has his own abilities. Unfortunately, abilities that you also can't take off, so, you know. Oh yeah, limits! I forgot, you can't use those either. Well, most of them anyways. But, yay, can't use limits. That's fun, except not really. Yeah, this world takes out a good portion of your actual, like, why is it not? There we go. But, this world takes out a good portion of the actual things you can use, and I always forget that you're supposed to leave here first.
Hey, a snack?
Snack? Nah. We got us a 3-course meal.
Look at that, here comes Scar, the king.
And Pete.
He's probably used, not used. He's probably not used to being on all fours too. So.
The cute little kitty's worried about me. If I were you, I'd be more worried about my friends.
We're surrounded!
Go on, ladies.
You've got some hunting to do.
The herds have moved on, Scar. We can't hunt in a land with no prey.
No prey. Then what do you call this?
We're not prey.
Oh, nice and fresh, too.
Well, they're all yours, Scar.
And to be honest, I don't think we see Pete again in this world. I think that's actually the only time we see him here. Which is actually kind of dumb. And no, we don't have any form of runaway sequence with that. I feel like it would have made a little bit more sense to have some form of little minigame where you run away, but I'm sorry I got you involved in this. It's no big deal. It's not your fault. Sora wouldn't be a good... Wow, okay. I had to give it a try, right? Well, you kind of can't give it a try now, so you did want to be king. Well, you know... Nala, isn't there anybody else who could be king? There was, but he died when he was just a cub. He was the son of our last king, Mufasa. Didn't you already mention that? Whatever. If only Simba were here. Simba? But Simba's just fine, remember? He was in the first game as a summon. In case you actually used him. But he was actually a summon you had to get. You couldn't progress through the game without it. He was fighting right beside us not that long ago. A year ago. Not that long ago, quote unquote. You mean Simba's alive? But where is he? That, I don't know. Still, Simba's alive. I can't believe it. Please, tell me more about him. Of course. But first, we should get away from Scar. We'll go through Wild Beast, or Wild Best? Why is that two E's? Valley. He won't follow us there. Alright. And thankfully they kinda set you in the right direction there. But yeah, like I was saying before, this world is... most of this is one color, and it's gray. You know, gray, which is probably like the worst color to have as one... Oh no, not this thing. Get this thing away from... Ow, stop it, stop it. Okay, thank you. Why am I not full health? Okay. Managed to handle that. Let's heal us all up. There we go. And now we continue. But anyways, like I was saying, everything is gray. Except for that one cloud over there, which for some reason is not gray. But yeah, gray is probably the worst color to have as one singular color for an entire world. I mean, it can be effective in the right areas, but it's really not here. It looks so bad. Well, it's not even really like it looks bad. I mean, if anything, it does make sense for like the movie, like I said before, but it just looks so dull. It's really dull. But then this area has all this green and fauna.
Hey, why the long face, Simba? You gotta lighten up and live a little.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
Let me guess.
The past, right? Hakuna Matata!
By the way, I'm pretty sure Timon and Pumbaa actually have like, well, actually do not have like high detailed faces like the other characters do. They kind of have the same static faces. They never got any higher quality model.
Whoa.
Wow.
What's wrong?
You know, I've never thought about this, but this little gap here is an exit and an entrance. So, how exactly would he exit this area? Because that's an uphill jump, and he can't grab ledges. So, that's a one-way That's one direction. You can't go back the other way. But in the game, you can. What? Oh, okay. We're just gonna ignore it. But anyways, we have a new dash ability, which allows us to do this. I don't want to go back there, though. Not trying to do that. But yeah, we can literally just drift indefinitely if you're in the right area with nothing blocking you. But yeah, it's really pointless, but it's also fun. It's like one of the biggest memes whenever it comes to the Pride Lands. I think really and truly it's like the only one. It probably is, actually, now that I think about it. Because I know Agrabah has that one place where, well, one time it was like, oh goodness, how many episodes back was it? I think it was 3 at this point, where Sora has this really awkward stance and a really static face at the same time, so it makes him look really dumb. What other worlds actually have those kind of moments? I mean, Atlantica is Atlantica, so, I mean, in that sense, all of Atlantica is a meme. Can you guys not teleport so I can actually kill you? Ow. And he's not gonna heal me. Okay, I would like to change, actually, I probably do need to change, what is it? The amount of, well, not the amount, how often, like, he heals me. If I can do that, actually. I have to put it on medium, though. And the problem with that is, I feel like if I do that, he'll heal himself and Goofy more than me. But we'll try it and see how it works. There was something else I was about to talk about, but I forgot. Like, it just vanished out of my mind. And I hate the fact that I forgot it. That's one of, like, any commentator's worst nightmares, to be honest. Just forgetting about, like, what they were about to talk about. But the best part is, I can literally just transition to anything. Like, just now, I smoothly transitioned over from forgetting what I was about to talk about to talking about the fact that I forgot about what I was talking about. So, if you're going to be a Let's Player, you need to make sure you have that skill, like, just patted down. Because had I not said it, you probably would not have noticed. I mean, if you did notice it, then very good job. You're very attentive, and you're probably a Let's Player, and probably have potential to be a Let's Player. If not, don't feel bad. I hear a missing audio quote. That kind of should have been there, and I saw his mouth move too, so again, it's kind of missing.
Died alongside him.
Who told you that?
Scar.
By the way, this episode's probably going to be a little bit longer than I would like, because, well, another thing is that, save points, they're not exactly the best thing in this world, because they're kind of far apart from each other. So, yay, this is probably going to end up being in like 35 minutes or something like that, because we're at 24, we're probably at 20, no, 24. I have to always take, like, editing into compensation, because I have, like, the 16 second intro. So there's that, and then ow, and then any form of cuts. They're both dead. Goodness, I hate this enemy so much. Okay, okay, he died. Thank goodness. But yeah, I hate those things so much. Get up. But anyways, oh right, the editing thing. I have to take the 16-second intro into consideration, and then any cuts that I make. Granted, the cuts that I am making, they won't take too long, but at the same time, it's it doesn't really exactly help when I'm having to actually mention the fact that I have to cut stuff. So, you know, that's fun. But now we went from a gray area to brown-ish. I don't really know what to call this. It's kind of like tan. But, it's a color change. Ow. Also, I've noticed that as a Lion Sora, I take a lot more damage than normal. I don't know why, but you just do. It's very weird. Especially because there's 2 of these things now, again. And it's at the very end of the area. Thanks, Square. You don't make me want to hurt anything.
A few moments later.
Okay, let's see if we can do this again. Okay, attack him, attack him. There's another one over here, which is an issue. No, actually, no. Not getting those. Not getting that chest there, because if I linger around too long, I'm gonna end up dying. Not dying another time. These guys aren't as bad. The ones without the head is not as bad. With the, monkey on it. Oh, goodness. I hate skipping past, enemies because of experience, but those are enemies I can do without. I can miss out on a few Heartless. It's not that bad. And anyways, speaking of the Heartless, it's kind of weird that soldiers are in this world. I feel like they really don't fit, like, at all. Since this world is like a jungle, I felt like they possibly could have added, like, maybe another, I almost died again. That would have been bad, game. But anyways, I feel like they could have added, like, another, Heartless, one that actually, like, fit for the world, but they just didn't. I mean, I'm not the game developers, so I mean, and the game is already released multiple times actually, so not like me commenting on the fact that the Heartless doesn't exactly fit will change anything, because they're not going to change that.
Simba! It's me, Sora. Donald and Goofy are here too. Sora? Donald? Goofy!
By the way, I don't know why he remembers the Kingdom Hearts 2 model, because he was only in Kingdom Hearts 1. He's never seen Sora in his Kingdom Hearts 2 model, so what? He shouldn't know that.
Timon! Pumbaa! Something must have happened in the jungle. I have to go help my friends.
Okay, we'll back you up.
For any of you who've seen the movie, you could probably imagine what that is, but I need to collect some stuff. And, by the way, I'm not going to be able to get to it in this episode anyways, because we're arriving at, like, that 30-minute thing that I was mentioning before. So, I got lucky, apparently, and apparently I didn't make it to 35, even with the, amount of, like, regular takes I had. This might take a good 5 minutes, though. So, with the new dash ability, what I'm supposed to do is that I'm supposed to run dead at the thing, and then, there we go, get that. But oh goodness, that was... I've had times where that sticker takes a while to get. I don't know if that one's actually worth getting. It probably is, to be honest. Doesn't matter. But, let me just tell you this. It's actually better to make sure that you can... If you can, just make your own, like, equipment. When it comes to weapons, you can't do anything about that. But if you can, make sure you make this equipment and junk. But in the next episode, we're gonna see what that was. For anyone who's seen the movie, again, you know what that is. But for anyone who hasn't, you don't. Which means you need to watch The Lion King. But until next video, take care.